Video 21, Part 13A of 25, Importance of the Estimate Costs Process. The objective of this video is to present the importance of the estimate costs process and the problems that arise when it is handled inappropriately. The estimate costs process is the second process in the project cost management knowledge area and is related to the planning process group. Please click the like button. Subscribe to my channel and share with others. Thank you. How important is the estimate costs process in the PMBOK planning process group? The estimate costs process is a critical component of the planning process group. It plays a vital role in ensuring project success by providing a realistic financial foundation for decision-making. Here's why it's so important. 1. Foundation for budgeting and funding. The process estimate costs feeds directly into the determine budget process, helping establish the project's cost baseline. It ensures stakeholders and sponsors have a clear understanding of financial requirements before committing resources. 2. Supports project viability and selection. The process estimate costs helps organizations evaluate whether a project is financially feasible before approval. It assists in cost-benefit analysis and ROI calculations. 3. Enables effective cost control. The process estimate costs provides a baseline for monitoring and controlling project expenses. It helps identify variances early, allowing corrective actions to prevent budget overruns. 4. Improves stakeholder confidence. Accurate cost estimates build trust with clients, sponsors, and team members. It reduces the risk of disputes due to unexpected costs. 5. Supports risk management. The process estimate costs identifies potential cost risks, such as inflation and resource shortages. It allows for contingency reserves to be included in the budget. 6. Influences scheduling and resource planning. Cost estimates impact procurement decisions, resource allocation, and scheduling. It helps in trade-off analysis, such as fast-tracking versus crashing the schedule. 7. Compliance and reporting. The process estimate costs ensures alignment with organizational financial policies and accounting standards. It provides data for financial reporting and audits. 8. Key techniques in estimate costs. First, analogous estimating, such as top-down and based on past projects. Second, parametric estimating as statistical modeling, such as cost per unit. Third, bottom-up estimating, such as detailed and work package level. Fourth, three-point estimating, such as optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely. Fifth, reserve analysis, such as contingency for risks. What are the problems if the estimate costs process is not performed in the planning process group as required? If the estimate costs process is not performed properly, or even skipped entirely, it can lead to severe financial, operational, and strategic problems for the project. Here are the key risks and consequences. 1. Unrealistic budgeting and financial shortfalls. First, the absence of a cost baseline can result in arbitrarily set budgets, leading to a lack of funding. Second, higher risk of running out of money mid-project, forcing scope cuts or delays. Third, sponsors may refuse additional funding if initial estimates were poorly justified. 2. Poor stakeholder trust and confidence. First, clients, sponsors, and team members lose faith in project leadership if costs spiral unexpectedly. Second, disputes may arise over who bears the burden of cost overruns. 3. Inability to secure project approval. First, without credible cost estimates, organizations may reject viable projects due to perceived financial risk. Second, conversely, poorly estimated projects might get approved based on unrealistic numbers, leading to failure. 4. Weak cost control and monitoring. First, without a baseline, there is no way to measure cost performance, making earned value management impossible. Second, project managers fail to identify variances early, leading to reactive rather than proactive corrections. 5. Scope creep and uncontrolled changes. First, without cost estimates, change requests may be approved without understanding their financial impact. Second, leads to unfunded scope expansions, draining resources from critical tasks. 6. Procurement and resource allocation issues. First, contracts with vendors may be underpriced, leading to disputes or subpar deliverables. Second, resource shortages may occur if labor, materials are not budgeted properly. 7. Increased project risks and contingency gaps. First, unknown costs mean no contingency reserves are allocated, leaving no buffer for risks. Second, surprise expenses, such as inflation and supply chain delays, can derail the project. 8. Schedule delays due to financial constraints. First, if costs are underestimated, work may halt due to lack of funds, causing delays. Second, may force corner cutting, such as cheaper materials and rushed work that compromises quality. 9. Legal and contractual problems. First, fixed price contracts may become unprofitable if costs were miscalculated. Second, clients may sue for misrepresentation if final costs far exceed initial estimates. 10. Reputation damage and future project impacts. First, organizations may lose bids due to a history of cost overruns. Second, team morale suffers if projects are constantly under financial strain. In conclusion, without reliable cost estimates, projects risk funding shortfalls, scope cuts, or even cancellation. As an example, we present some real-world examples of poor cost estimating. First, in construction projects, the Sydney Opera House was initially estimated at $7 million but cost $102 million due to poor early estimates. Second, in IT projects, the UK's NHS IT system failed after £10 billion plus in overspending, original budget, £2.3 billion. Third, in defense, aerospace. The F-35 fighter jet program faced trillions in cost overruns from optimistic early estimates. As a final message, the estimate costs process is essential in project planning because it directly impacts budget accuracy, financial control, stakeholder trust, and overall project success. Skipping or mishandling the estimate costs process jeopardizes the entire project's viability. It's not just about numbers, it's about financial discipline, risk management, and stakeholder trust. This video is finished, but we will have in the next videos. 1. Creation of WBS for different projects using WBS Schedule Pro. 2. Examples of project plans using MS Project. And many more videos. Don't forget to give a thumbs up if you like this video and want us to continue with new topics. Subscribe to the channel. All content is free. You can also comment suggesting topics you would like to see on this channel. Thank you.